I, 25M, live with my parents in a very expensive city. We stay in a 3-bedroom high-rise. My mom recently decided she wanted to move to this city because she was tired of living in the country. I agreed to move with them because this city had many software engineering jobs. I was able to get a high-paying job and make 6 figures. My mom and dad are school teachers and their combined income is just under what I make. My brother, James, and his wife, Mary, had originally stayed in our old state, but once she found out she was pregnant, my mom and dad invited them to move in our house. I work from home sometimes and pay 75% of the bills and mortgage, so the spare bedroom was my office. My brother and his wife showed up at my house, which I didn't know about, and demanded my room. My room has a walk-in closet and bathroom. I told them to take the office because it has an air mattress for guests. My parents told me to let them have my room. I reminded them how I pay most of the bills and I'll move out if they have my room. My mom yelled at me and told me I was a jerk, but my dad just told them to go to the spare room. I went into the office the next day but forgot my laptop, so during lunch I came home and found my sil taking my stuff out of my room. Everyone else had left for work. I yelled at her and asked what hell was she doing. She screamed back that my mom said to do this. I grabbed all her stuff as she moved, which wasn't a lot, and threw it on the floor and told her I will kick her and my brother out of her stuff is in my room when I get back from work. My brother and mom blew up my phone when I was at work. My dad started a group chat and said that there will be a family meeting when everyone gets home. I stopped at the store to grab knob with a lock for my door. My parents, Sil and brother, was sitting on the couch when I got home. My brother tried to get in my face, but I'm taller and bigger than he is, so I just put my hand on his face and shoved him out of my way. I knew this infuriated him because he's older than me. My dad told me that I should just let them have the room. My Sil smiled at me. I told them that I pay most of the bills and they are living under my room because my name is on the mortgage, and if they want the bigger room they could either pay me rent or the 4 of them can move out. My dad tried to bargain with me, but I told him that I'm not talking about this anymore, and if I hear about it again I will have everyone evicted. My Sil started crying and I went to my room. My dad is treating me okay, but everyone else is giving me the silent treatment. I thought everything was okay, but the next night I came home from dinner. My mom made everyone but me a plate. She said until I give up my room and be a good son, she would not cook me dinner. My dad agreed with her. I pay for every grocery. I went into my room and printed eviction notices for my mom and dad. My brother and Sil hadn't been there long enough to be considered squatters. I told my brother and Sil they had an hour to pack and get out or I'll call the police. I told my parents they have 30 days or I'll take legal action. All our extended family stay in a different state and they don't have the money to support 4 people in this city. My mom begged and tried giving me her plate, but I said it wasn't about the food. My parents put my brother and Sil in a hotel room for the night and my mom tried to apologize, but I ignored her and went to my room. I'm writing this right now to see what I should do because I'm honestly confused. Aita. I went to work and my parents had left out before me, which was unusual, but my mom had texted me throughout the day with apologies. I seen posts that said my mom might be narcissistic, but this is the first time she's acted like this, so I was honestly hurt when it happened. But when I came home from work my brother, Sil, and parents were sitting on the couch. My dad said they're sorry for the way they acted and thought because I'm usually the voice of reason that I was going to back down. My brother said the request seemed small and because I have a perfect life, giving up one thing to accommodate him and his time of need is what family does. Side note. My brother has no debt. My father is a veteran, so we were able to get free education somehow. But because my brother changed his major 5 times, he had to pay for 3 years of extra coursework that wasn't covered. My parents took on that burden and are still in debt because of it. They also didn't sell or rent out the old house because my brother convinced them that he would start a family there someday. So they have some debt because of it. But my brother is not in need of everything. My brother also told me that because it's our parents' condo, they should have a final say. I explained to him that it's my condo and my name is on the mortgage, so they actually get no say in what goes around here. He was confused. He said I possibly couldn't afford this place on my salary. He said a person making $50,000 a year could not live this lifestyle. I explained to him that I make 3 times that much and our parents can't afford to live here without me because of the mortgage back home and his student debt. James said that dad took care of the student loans and that the old house was already paid off. I looked at my parents wondering why they lied to him. I explained that they're in a ton of debt because of him and refused to sell the house because of what he said. James asked our parents why they didn't tell him all of this. My mom bursted out into tears telling James they knew he was jealous of me since I was in high school. Mom knew that me playing varsity football my freshman year of high school when he rode the bench as a senior is what started his dislike. And me playing college level at a Big Ten school didn't help. We also graduated the same year. So James told Mom that it wasn't fair that got to do all those things. Mom and Dad began babying him in order to compensate for this so he wouldn't hate me and the family could continue to be around each other without animosity. James just walked out the door without speaking another word. My Sil apologized and said she didn't know it was my house. I asked her why would that change anything. She ignored my question and went to the guest room. My dad tried to explain that they felt like they failed my brother. I asked was it just because of the football thing. He said it was because James wasn't given the same opportunities as me. I explained how James skipped school to drink and smoke and joined a gang. I asked, do you think we should have gotten the same opportunities? My dad said it was hard to explain. I told him what's easy to explain is the eviction notice, and he has 30 days. So I left to my friend's house and that's where I'm at now. Update 2. My brother invited me out to have some drinks. I was hesitant to go at first but I realized that it wouldn't hurt. When I seen him he looked horrible and I hated seeing him like that. The first thing he told me was sorry and it seemed genuine. He then told me he was never jealous of me and was proud of all my accomplishments. He then dropped a huge bomb. During his senior year of high school he had come home early and found Mom was home and so was our uncle. At the front door he heard moans and decided to peek through the window and seen our mom and uncle on the couch cheating on both of their spouses. He took a video as evidence ready to show Dad, but he didn't want to break up our family. Instead of talking to anyone and getting help, he got into drugs to help him cope. But he explained that one day Mom yelled at him while he was drunk in the middle of the day. So he just showed her the video. He explained how her face got pale and she broke down crying. She promised she had broken it off when our aunt had gotten pregnant a few months after the incident had occurred. She pleaded with him not to tell Dad. He said he wasn't but that she better do everything to make it up to Dad. Mom started the jealous thing to hide her affair even though she knew she was the reason for the drugs and alcohol. He hadn't realized that she's been overcompensating, afraid that he was going to tell Dad. After therapy and rehab he had been concentrating on himself and failed to see how I was being treated. He also thought it was unfair that I didn't have to live with that heavy burden and thought Mom always babied me. So when I wouldn't give up the room he thought it was Mom playing favorites. He almost broke down crying saying how sorry he was and that he'll leave. I told him that wasn't necessary and that as long as him and Sil help out he's welcome to stay as long as wants. I asked was he ever going to tell Dad. He said he wasn't but would hold no resentment towards me if I did tell. So now I'm conflicted with that, but other than that everything seems normal. Update 3. I told my dad. He surprisingly took it well. I did it in private. He admitted that his brother told him that one time when he was drunk but he thought he was trying to upset him. I know everybody was saying that my mom was a narcissist but she never displayed these behaviors. She was a woman loved by everyone. He never suspected a thing. He was hurt though. He explained that he's been married for 30 years and would like for things to stay the same. I always thought Dad was kind of a pushover so I highly doubt that he's going to confront her. I think he's comfortable with life the way it is, but my brother and Sil have paid me for bills and rent so we're okay. My mom has apologized and it seems genuine. She became the outgoing nice woman again so my house has peace. I think this is going to be how it is for now on. I hope Dad is okay though. I'm guessing the parents and brother thought they had autonomy over you because you're the youngest. Your actions have proven they don't. Your mother though, wow. It's good that you didn't hesitate to put her and your brother in their place. Otherwise this could have dragged on to them railroading you. Perhaps they'll get a place together. The obvious solution since both couples are now and will be homeless. Not your problem since everyone is an adult. Adult enough to make these decisions and adult enough to reap the consequences. I was thinking this was a classic. Tell me your sibling is the golden child without saying they are the golden child. I mean, he could have played this passive-aggressive like Mom, but I am glad he didn't. Though I suggest he buy no good for the house for the rest of the time they stay there. In fact, start interviewing people to rent their room. In fact, if you have friends that our parents don't know, do a mock house showings and let them know how much the room is renting for. I'm always happy when these situations bite the parents and entitled siblings in the ass. My mom kicked me out when I was taking care of her. disabled, paying all the bills, maintaining the house, etc. Because I pissed my sister off by setting a boundary. Sister moved in. Now the house is a hot mess. My mom hasn't had a home-cooked meal in years, and my mom has told me more than once how she misses how I did everything. I've told her I'm never doing that for her again and plan on moving overseas. She had a gem in you and didn't appreciate it. You understood your value and didn't let them disrespect you or cross your boundaries. I love this for you. Live your best life overseas. Love, yup. Prior to my sister moving in, I was the one who sat and researched laws to evict her abusive parents. Her stepdad kept physically attacking me when he didn't get his way, then cleared out everything they left behind/destroyed. I'm talking dragging mattresses, dressers, etc. out, ripping up aminal piss-soaked carpet plus mountains of piss-soaked clothes and trash. I scrubbed and sealed the floors, put flooring in one room, spent my Christmas bonus on security cameras she wanted, and coordinated a massive trash haul of everything from inside plus the stuff they hoarded outside, including cars that her best friend paid for. I was 23. The house still needed a bit of work but was actually livable/navigable when I left for the first time in years. Now it's honestly worse than before, and my sister blames our mom even though she barely leaves her room, and my sister has been a vile slob since childhood. It's going to take a lot of work to fix, but I can't help her again. Gotta focus on getting myself to where I want to be. OP's family played stupid games and won the stupid prize. He should absolutely start looking for a roommate while his parents are still there. He was smart to kick them all out because this was only the first stage of them treating him like a perpetual doormat. They were probably Pikachu-faced because he wasted no time in enforcing his boundaries. OP is NTAH dad all family meeting cause I am dad, and then mom no food for you. Sounds like a classic case of parents failing to recognize that they're no longer master and mistress of the house, with the right to lay down the law to junior members of the family. I wonder if mom and dad let brother and SIL believe that it was their house and OP was allowed to live with them as a favored. I absolutely love how he handled this. He wasn't playing the radio with any of these fools. It reminds me of the 90s sitcom Martin, where Martin would open the door of his apartment, point and yell for folks to get to step in. This is a brilliant idea. You/plastic assistant 21. No more groceries or common area supplies for the house, and have friends they've never met tour the apartment and discuss the rent within their earshot. Absolutely perfect chef's kiss. Please don't forget to keep us all updated. He seems like he gets paid well enough to eat out every day for this month without going broke. OP no more groceries from you to everyone. If anything, buy snacks and a small fridge, put them in your room and lock the door. Using your own food in your house as a threat. WTF is wrong with your family? Very ungrateful. NTA. Your mom just decided to ask your brother and SIL to move into the home that you pay for and then decided to play games. Well, the four of them can just move back since they can't afford the city on their own. That was the stupidest attempt at a power play I've ever seen. It is time for you to enjoy your place on your own. Mom played that "if I don't get my way I won't cook for you" card. Then quickly found out that if OP has to cook anyway, she doesn't need to be under his roof at all. She tried to withhold the one thing of value she brings to OP, having to share his home with 4 people, and they wanted to stick him in the office. A lot of boomer parents truly honestly believe their children are their property. They believe they have total ownership over them. They expect a constant overflowing of gratitude and respect for their generous contribution of feeding/clothing/housing doing the basic legal minimum for children they chose to create. They truly believe that providing this minimum gives them full control. You can demand the child be X religion, have X beliefs/friends/dress a certain way. You have no voice, no property, no autonomy, even bodily. The only thing that changes when you turn 18 is they no longer have any financial obligation to those children, and they pat themselves on the back for withholding assistance, claiming it's good parenting. Then, if that adult child has any kind of differing viewpoint or belief, or chooses to live their life in a way that differs from their belief, it's their way or the highway, and they will excommunicate the adult child, all while exacting pity from others for all the pain they feel losing their child. If the child becomes estranged over time of their own volition, they truly cannot understand why. They take zero responsibility and feel sorry for themselves. But all the while you can bet they 100% assume those adult children will be there to provide them with care when they are elderly. Why? Because that's what a good, honorably respectful, loving child does. Duh. This is true. I regularly give my sister money to help her out, and it has started to become an expectation, like a monthly tax. I pay all of the bills in my marriage, pay the rent and pay all of the expenses. I organize our food most days. I do the grocery shopping, I pay for the groceries, and usually I pack them away by myself. My wife doesn't need to clean because we have a domestic worker. She cooks at most once a week. and often begrudgingly. It has been bugging me for a while, so the other day after I purchased groceries I asked if she could at least help me pack them away. She was very irritated by the request, but she did at least help pack them away with me. However, I was trying to find ways that she could contribute, so I told her that I had brought a bunch of fruit. Maybe she could make us some smoothies sometime for the extra vitamins. She said, "No, but I'll teach you how to make your own smoothies." That irritated me, so I replied, "Okay, and I'll teach you how to pay the rent." Then she lost her shit, started screamed at me at the top of her lungs, to the point where I was worried what the neighbors were thinking, and said that she doesn't need me and was moving out. Later on she said she had acted rashly and didn't mean it, but I'm really wondering whether all marriages are like this. Are men just expected to provide everything and get nothing in return? It feels like men are viewed as nothing but expendable wallets. I'm betting OP's brother is the golden child and OP was always the scapegoat. His mother is probably a narcissist. Narcissists love to pit their children against each other this way. It's the old divide and conquer method. The golden child is raised to in the narcissistic parent's own image to be a narcissist. Scapegoats are supposed to give everything they have always. They're supposed to sacrifice everything for the golden child. They are never given any appreciation for this. In fact, the family always demands more and more and more from them. The narcissistic parent and the narcissistic golden child always need to exert constant power and control over the scapegoat to prove they're better than them even though they're clearly not. They need to always take everything the scapegoat has just to prove that they can. Because their whole family dynamics come crumbling down if they don't have their emotional punching bag and indentured servant to provide an outlet for them as well as a backup plan and retirement plan. They are so egotistical and confident in their control and power that they never even consider that there may be consequences for their unreasonable demands and awful actions. They genuinely believe they can do whatever they want to the scapegoat, that they can take whatever they want from the scapegoat, and the scapegoat will never stand up for themselves, that even if they say no, they can just be bullied into giving in. Because that's the way things have always been. If you give in now, OP, you will always have this problem with your family. They will always treat you like a doormat and expect you to take it while still bankrolling their bullshit. You took a stand. Now maintain your stand and hold firm on your boundaries. Sit down with your parents. Your brother has no place in these discussions since he has no money invested here. Tell them you are disappointed with them and how they disrespected you. Tell them that taking a unilateral decision on inviting your brother to stay with you, without discussing it with you first, was the first mistake. The second mistake was to give away your bedroom to them. The third was to prevent you from eating groceries that you pay for. They need to acknowledge that they are not the ones in control here. They do not get to disregard you and your needs while demanding you keep a roof over their heads. Tell them that you can't trust them anymore and that itself is so sad. Tell all the relatives that say you're a bad person that this isn't up for discussion. Your parents were trying to scam you into paying for your entire family. Nta. It sounds like Big Brother is the golden child. Wob gets whatever he wants. Only now, your parents don't have the financial sway they did in their lower cost of living area, and they think you are just going to roll over for them. Assuming you can float the place on your own, go through with it. You moved here to help them. They backstabbed you. They can move back to rural state and see how far they get. Or brother and SIL can get jobs and the four of them can get as cheap a 2-bedroom as possible. Good luck, NTA. This was a very strong reaction, but it seems to be a pretty big wake-up call for them that they apparently very much needed. Sit your parents down again and explain exactly how much their disrespect led to your decision. Their decision to invite 2 more people, one expecting, into your home without alerting you. Your mom's decision to steal your actual room while you were at work. Your mom's response to you making your stance firm by withholding your own food from you. Each and every one of those actions was laced through with disrespect. Not just malice, but intentional and underhanded malice. They need to acknowledge that, apologize, and if they do still want to live there, they will be signing some documents going forward, including a lease agreement, rent payments, and more. But that's only if you truly want them to stay. Giving them the eviction papers was a reaction to what happened, and I don't know how long you took sitting in the emotion of the moment before doing it, but if it's what you want to follow through with, you would be within your rights to do so. But if you decide against it, you have to get the other papers ready and make sure they understand this was entirely unacceptable, start to finish. They know how serious you are about it. Remember the age-old adage, punishment does nothing on its own, the punished need to know why, and agree to be better, if they intend to make amends. But you're the breadwinner, it's your house. Amends only need to be accepted if you want to accept it. Regardless, I wouldn't let the brother and Sil back in any way. They for sure lost their privilege thrice over.